The vaccines are not the story, the diseases are. The Society of Medicine and Curiosity believes vaccines are essential. Full stop. For too long, the conversation has focused on the vaccines themselves. Not enough attention has been paid to what they prevent. The world needs to know what these diseases actually do to the body, what they looked like before vaccination existed, and what is happening now that the infrastructure designed to protect us from them is being systematically dismantled. That changes today. To understand vaccine-preventable diseases, you need to understand their causes. There are 5 types of pathogens. Viruses hijack your own cells to replicate. Bacteria damage tissue or release toxins. Fungi feed on living tissue. Parasites survive by stealing nutrients at the host's expense. Prions, which are the rarest and most devastating, cause normal brain proteins to fold incorrectly. Knowing the microbiology matters because it changes everything about infection prevention and control. Vaccination did not begin with a laboratory. It began with observation. Centuries ago, people noticed that those who survived smallpox did not get it again. That observation led to variolation, which is intentional exposure to a disease to induce immunity. It was imperfect, and it worked. In 1796, Edward Jenner demonstrated that cowpox exposure prevented smallpox. In 1980, smallpox was declared eradicated. To date, this is the only human disease ever fully eliminated from the earth. Vaccines did that. We are now watching what happens when a generation hasn't seen it or forgets it. Surviving the disease is not the end of the story. Measles can cause permanent blindness or hearing loss, and even more disturbing, it can cause a uniformly fatal brain disease called subacute sclerosing panencephalitis, which develops silently years after the initial infection. HPV can progress to cervical, anal, and head and neck cancers. Hepatitis B can cause cirrhosis, liver failure, and liver cancer. Polio can cause permanent paralysis and post-polio syndrome, which causes new muscle weakness decades after recovery. These are not rare complications. Before vaccination, they were the expected outcomes. Here is where we are now. The Department of Health and Human Services reduced the number of universally recommended childhood vaccines from 17 to 11. 6 vaccines are no longer universally recommended for all children. The CDC Global Health Center has been eliminated. The Prevention and Public Health Fund is slated for elimination. The United States withdrew from the World Health Organization in January 2026, ending nearly 78 years of membership. The surveillance infrastructure is being dismantled. The diseases are not. The curator has cared for an 18-year-old dying of hepatitis B liver cancer, people who died of influenza and its complications, children hospitalized with rotavirus, infants who developed lifelong asthma from RSV. These are not statistics. They are real cases, and we are going to see them again because of ignorance. The full foundational dispatch is at thesmac.org. Subscribe to SMAC Deciphered. Fellowship is free. The questioning begins now.